up. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Looking at some of these responses that we've gotten in this post on our Facebook page, and what we're asking you is, what is something you just can't understand the popularity of? 805-543-3693 are the 805 beer lines. You can text in if you want. We've got a great feed over, 130-something responses on Facebook right now. And, of course, a lot of it's politics, and I'm going to avoid all that because it's like, come on.
Like we said
it's
earlier,
obvious.
the first one to come up was politics. A year ago, I would have said Popeye's chicken sandwich, but it's not as popular as it was.
Somebody said fast food chicken sandwiches. They don't understand the popularity. Some of them are very good. I've had some very good fast food chicken sandwiches.
It is. You know what? I would say this, though. The fast food industry as a whole owes Popeyes a gigantic thank you, because I don't believe... Well,
don't forget Chick-fil-A. I mean, that was what drove it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think anybody killed anybody for a Chick-fil-A.
I understand that. But...
So I guess that means Popeyes wins? I don't know.
No, I think the fast food industry as a whole wins, because chicken sandwiches weren't like a hot menu item on all fast food menus prior to the Popeyes ruse, and that was withholding the chicken sandwich and saying, "Oh, sorry, we don't have any more chicken sandwiches," and then having people kill each other over chicken sandwiches. And then now Jack in the Box and Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King, they're all like, "Hey, we got a chicken sandwich too. We got a chicken sandwich too." And then so now chicken sandwiches are like all the rage, and it's the cheapest thing for the fast food restaurants to make.
Right.
Not the burgers. The burgers are kind of expensive. The profit margin on a burger is not that much. The profit margin on a chicken sandwich is gigantic. So, hey, everybody, all these other places owes Popeyes a great deal of gratitude. And yeah, sure, we lost some lives along the way, but those profits, man, they're up.
Mike wrote in with his dog Rufus. Funniest thing you've ever written in, Mike. Fascination with Parks and Rec show. Now, I know we haven't talked about that in a while, but I know we went on last year about Parks and Rec quite a bit. And it is a good show. And, not everybody gets it. Just like Cameron doesn't get The Office. It's the same thing. I just think different people are programmed different ways. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not trying to take, a shot at your intelligence here. I'm just saying not everybody's sense of humor is the same.
On the flip side of that, Big Bang Theory, tried.
Yeah,
I gave it
several times.
3 chances. I gave it 3 chances, and I watched it, and I was clueless, mouth wide open, yet it was the most popular show on television for a very long time.
Right.
And I
one of Cameron's favorite, I'm sure.
I still don't get Big Bang Theory. Was it, though? Be honest.
No. When I was in middle school, yes.
See? Hey, you're not that far out of middle school, you kid, you punk. This is making me laugh so hard. This is a great read. Our Facebook page is at Jeff and Jeremy. It's also, you can find it under the Jeff Kingman, but he's got 2 pages. So if you just search Jeff and Jeremy, it's easy to find it. Matt writes in, Matt used to work here years ago. He worked in our sales department, and he is a marathon runner, and he wrote in, activewear on obviously inactive people.
Yes.
He's being nice.
Absolutely.
Bad people that wear activewear, come on. Is it because it's comfortable? I mean, I don't get it.
I get it. Okay?
You're not running anywhere.
As an inactive person, okay, I enjoy activewear, but I do feel silly going out with my man boobs wearing some Under Armour,
Yeah. You know what?
On the couch at home?
What pisses me off is when my mom buys me Seahawks shirts that are made of that material that are for active and people that are fit. And I can't wear it because literally my moobs are hanging out. I'm like, come on, Mom. I have to almost wear an undershirt just to wear this shirt, and then it's too tight. So either I got to lose a lot of weight or start doing more push-ups. And I just don't know if it's worth that free Seahawks T-shirt. Anouk writes in, she says Beyonce. Now, this is so 10 years ago, right? Like, is Beyonce still a thing? Maybe she is, and I'm just out of touch. She's still a thing?
She made a Grammy Award-winning album, couple years ago?
A couple years ago then. I've never understood the whole Beyonce thing. And I was in radio when starting radio when Destiny's Child came out, and they were all the rage.
That's all marketing. That is all marketing. Because I'm with you on that.
And the whole Beyonce thing, the whole that Super Bowl thing she did was just, the only thing I love about Beyonce is the fact that I always forget the girl's name from Saturday Night Live that played her. is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Where she comes out and her hair's blowing, and God, what is her name? You know her name, Cameron? You know what I'm talking
I
about?
don't.
Is it Kate McKinnon that does it, or
No, I don't think that's her name. She was the one in Bridesmaids.
Maya
She
Rudolph.
was Maya Rudolph. Thank you. That's her name. I knew it would come to me. She is so funny. And when she does Beyonce, I don't know if I haven't seen her do Kamala Harris, but when she does Beyonce, it's really funny. I know she's doing Kamala right now. I've got to catch up on
she's great.
my stuff here. There's another vote for Jeremy's mom. Very clever, Eric. Let's see here.
There's one for The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and I'm just going to say this person's watching it wrong.
How do you watch it right, Cameron?
You have to go into it knowing that all these people are terrible. They're all terrible people, and it's time to rip into them.
Okay. So you're not supposed to give them any validity for being people that have any kind of depth whatsoever. They are shallow, vapid people. Understand that. In fact, there should be a disclaimer on the bottom of the screen the entire time you are watching The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I can get with that. I'm still not going to watch it though. I'm still not going to get behind it because I can't. I feel dirty if I do.
You know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's definitely certain, like, it's really weird. There are times where they get really close on the camera when they're just super intimate, and it's not exactly comfortable.
No, I know, but I mean, I
keep watching, right?
And the thing is, I watched The Bachelor. The Bachelor is almost as old as you are, Cameron. I want to say I remember watching The Bachelor in the very early 2000s, and the dude from the Firestone family, was it Andrew Firestone was on it. And that's the only season I watched, and I actually thought it was okay. And then I found out it was a sham, and they really never got together, and then it never really worked out.
Has any of them?
Because then he came in on our show after we moved here. 7 years later, and kicked our ass in a keg toss. By the way, the dude's a lot stronger than he looks. And then it kind of gave us the inside scoop to what's going on with The Bachelor, and I thought, yeah, that's what I thought. It's all fake.
Is there anybody on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette that has gone on to have a great, long-lasting relationship after the show's been over?
There's one I can think of actually that I watched a season of. I think his name is Peter or some. It's some boring name, but they've been together for 15 years.
Okay, all right. Well, good for them. So at least they have that case study to keep drawing off of for
but 20, most of them never work out. Most of them end up going back on the show and Bachelor in Paradise. They're like, oh, it didn't it just didn't work out for me, so I'm gonna try it again.
He looks how much he loves this crap.
He does like it.
Yeah, he's such a dork. I love it.
Good for you.
Why is it that you can love that he likes The Bachelor, but you think I'm a loser for liking Bigfoot shows?
Different.
Okay. Jackie writes in, she doesn't understand the Kardashians, and you know what? I don't either. My wife used to watch it. I don't know if she does anymore. I know the show is just wrapping up. I would call my wife and see if she could explain it, but she would just get annoyed with me because she says she has a real job and I don't. So, and I agree.
You tell her that you watch TV and she doesn't. Real TV and she doesn't.
I watch stuff about Sasquatch, about footprints.
You might have a real job, but I watch real TV.
About footprints and blurry videos. But if there's anybody that's brave enough to call in and give us the 2 cents on why the Kardashians is good or why you think people like it, we will put you on the air. 805-543-3693. All right. When we come back, we haven't done it in a while, and this post created a fantastic, awkward Facebook exchange. And it's not dealing with politics, because like we said, there's a lot of politics on here. We're kind of ignoring all of that. But a fantastic, awkward Facebook exchange between a man and a woman. This one's a good one. We haven't done it in a while. It's time for another awkward Facebook exchange.
And now it's time for your awkward Facebook exchange. Yeah.
The question was, what is something you just can't understand the popularity of?
Today's episode, Cameron will be playing the part of Ian Hazard. Jeremy will be playing the part of third-party participant Connor.
Yes.
And I will be playing the part of the antagonist, Trish Hardy.
Here it is. Awkward Facebook exchange.
Trucks as daily drivers, unless you're a carpenter, construction worker, etc.
Ian, you obviously have never been in snow country or moved yourself out of a place. You're so closed-minded. Open your eyes, you dirtbag.
I lived in Oregon for 5 years. I'm familiar with the snow. As for moving, U-Hauls are a thing. Thanks for being a biatch for no apparent reason, though.
Your opinions are crap. My dad was an ice road trucker, and I'm a third-generation Alaskan. So take your liberal Oregonian Antifa ass down a notch, please.
That's an extreme example. I'm talking about the people that insist on dailying full-sized pickups in places like San Luis and such. So why don't you drop the attitude?
Hey, guys, she sounds nice.
Ian, because you're so wrong and I'm right, you're a 2-year-old child so willing not to allow others to speak their minds in response to you sad statements.
Trump emoji, bye-bye.
Yeah. Some American you are, you communist Nazi.
Yikes! I'm shocked she's still single at her age.
Well, you skipped.
Trish, you should be medicated.
This is why you've not taken the lead role in this, because the following along is never your strong suit.
All right, settle down, Trish. Yikes! I'm shocked she is still single. Single boys available? Only time will tell.
I am single, Connor, but it's by choice. So MYOB. That's mind your own business.
Thanks.
So you know.
Thanks, Michael Scott.
And I don't drink alcohol, so what's your excuse? Oh, yeah, you can't fix stupid.
Trish, of course you're a Trish. No judgment here. I'm sure you had to fight suitors off with a bat. You seem feisty like that.
Awkward
Yes!
Facebook exchange.
The funny thing about this, I want to break this down, okay? This is a very innocuous comment by Ian. And yes, I played the role of the antagonist in this one, but I do not agree with the antagonist on this one. Okay? Ian, just coming out, answering the question, okay? What is something that you just can't understand the popularity of? Trucks as daily drivers. Unless you're a carpenter or a construction worker, I don't get it. Then Trish, and I'm guessing there's some kind of history between Ian and Trish, because Trish is
right out
down
swinging
his throat immediately. You obviously never been in snow country or moved yourself out of a place. You're so closed-minded, you dirtbag. What the hell?
Harsh, because it's like he wasn't coming out like calling truck drivers Nazis or anything. It was just,
dude, people are just incredibly mean on social media
and
right now.
on edge.
I mean, people are just mean to each other right now. You know what? Maybe it'll take time, right? But people. The left said we need a new leader because the current leader is killing the country, but the country is still divided.
I could not imagine somebody making a comment like that and being like just jumping like down the street. Like what if you were sitting at a restaurant and you overheard me and Cameron talking about people that are driving trucks as daily commuters in San Luis Obispo, and then you fire at me in public. Well, you've obviously never been in snow country.
You dirtbag.
Nobody here is in snow country. You've obviously never lived where there's snow, dirtbag. Take your Oregonian ass back to Antifa State.
The reason you have a truck is so you can have a tailgate you can sit on and drink beer. All right, with dirt on with dirt on your boots.
Okay, if that's
a girl in a little dress with boots on.
If that's what you're doing, then that's what you're doing.
No, I mean, I don't know why most people have a truck. I have a truck because I have a boat that I need to pull. I can't pull it unless I have a truck. I guess I could have an SUV, but I choose to have a truck because it's more practical than an SUV. because I don't haul people around. I don't have a big family. So I can throw my golf clubs back there. I can throw, garbage back there. I can throw all my camping gear back there when I go camping. I can throw all my extra rods and everything. I've got one of those tonneau covers that locks.
What's a rod?
A fishing rod.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wanted.
Sorry, Cameron.
I just wanted you to clarify that for everybody involved in the conversation this morning, because people might not know exactly what a rod is.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good clarification. So I know Cameron's against trucks. The thing is, nowadays, with the way they're being so economical with trucks.
I don't think he's against trucks. I think he's against the reason.
Well, I asked him earlier, I says, well, how do you feel about trucks? He goes, I got something to say about trucks.
Okay, what do you have to say, Cameron?
I'm thinking it through a little more, and I went in a little hot.
That's probably a good idea that you're thinking it through.
But you know what? The truck drivers in Paso are the worst. They're just the worst. They either ride your ass or they go like 10 miles underneath the speed limit.
Well, you need to speed up.
And it's also like a lot of the kids at my school, they'd get those trucks with the huge lift kits and the dualies, and it's just it's like owning a Hummer. It's a status thing.
So it's a status thing. And that's where I have a problem. Like, if you have a truck and it is useful, you are putting it to use. Like, I don't have any problem with Jeremy having a truck. If he didn't have a boat and he drove a truck, which there were many years that he did that, then that's when I had a problem. And
but he also
like,
goes
what's
camping
the point?
with it.
That's not true. I had a Volkswagen Passat before my truck.
True.
And then I got my boat.
But then you had a F-150 before that, before you ever had a boat, right?
Oh, when we lived up in Washington?
Yeah, and then you moved down here.
I sold it as soon as I moved here. Because the insurance went up when you moved to California. I don't know why. And the gas prices were double. So, and I was like, it was too overwhelming for me. But
the cost of paradise.
The cost of paradise, yes. Hashtag the cost of paradise. But
whatever happened to the cost of paradise?
Yeah, we lost that in COVID.
Pandemic and politics.
Now we're putting you back to work.
All of a sudden, we just forget about the cost of paradise.
God, you know what's funny is somebody should do a study on the local TV stations and all this baloney crap that they do. But we do it too. I mean, I'm not going to just single them out and not say we don't do stuff too. But yeah, I mean, there's many reasons for having a truck. I mean, think about it. I mean, now what I don't understand is why they even make a truck that doesn't have 4-wheel drive. Like, if you have a truck, you should have 4-wheel drive. If you don't have 4-wheel drive, then what's the point of having a truck except for maybe you want to use the bed for something, hauling stuff around.
No, that makes sense to me. Like,
but still, even then though, when you put weight in the back of that truck,
around here, if every truck has 4-wheel drive, okay, but you're not towing something, then what's the point of having 4-wheel drive?
Going off road.
Okay, but how often are these people going off road? That's my question.
High Mountain Road, going out to Pozo. There's lots of trails around here. I don't know them all. But
typical person's not doing that. They're not doing that. They want it to have the ability.
People don't just buy trucks to own. Trucks are more expensive. They don't. Well, you think it's a total like identity thing? Like it's a
yes.
Look at me, I have a truck.
No, I'm with Cameron.
We're cooler than you. Us truck people are way cooler than you minivan people or you scooter people. Isn't that what you have, Cameron? As a scooter, we're way cooler than you.
Chevy Sonic.
No, God,
what is that?
That's a tiny little car.
It's an egg.
Yeah, it's tiny, but it's good on gas mileage.
It's got great gas mileage. I can get the slow and only spend a gallon.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. But I mean, I drive a minivan because it's practical for my needs. I think you should drive a car that is practical for your needs. Like Cameron drives a Sonic because he can save money on gas when he goes to house shows. You need to have something to tow your boat around, so you drive something that is practical to your needs. Drive a car that's practical to your needs. But the kids that Cameron was going to school with that are spending tons of money on lift kits and things like that, is that practical to an 18, 17, 16-year-old?
Come on. I mean, we were all young and we all had, things that we were into when we were young.
Jeremy used to drive lowriders.
I was in a lowrider club.
What is practical about a lowrider at all?
I took it to shows. I actually won some money at some shows. I was in Lowrider Magazine and Mini Trucking Magazine.
So it was an attention
lowriders
thing.
Are pretty cool, though.
I mean, but this was 25 years ago.
Right, but it was an attention thing, right?
Oh, I love the attention I got from it. Mm-hmm. Especially the girls.
But I think once you grow up, you drive a car that is practical to your needs. And that's a sign that you have grown up. If you're not driving a car that is practical to your needs, you have not grown up.
Yeah, my uncle, who owned a dealership in eastern Washington, I lived about 3 hours away. he calls me up and he says, listen, my dad had died and I got this truck and I had it for a number of years. And then I was getting ready to go off to college and he calls me up and he says, listen, Jay, he says, you got to get rid of that truck. It's a good looking truck, but it's not practical. He says, listen, you're going to own many nice cars in your life that are way nicer than this. He says, you don't need to own something that nice now. Why don't you get rid of that truck and come on over here? I got a Honda Accord for you and you can drive that. And I swear, I got that car with 70,000 miles on it, and I sold it here to a guy. My wife drove it for a little bit, but I sold it to a guy that worked down the hall for his kid for $1,500. I only paid $4,000.
Yeah, no,
and I had the thing for over 12.
You put over 200,000 miles on it.
Oh, and it was 450,000 miles on it when I sold it.
Honda's amazing.
70,000 to 450.
And Toyotas are immortal.
Yeah, they really are. Cameron, Mike writes in on the 805 beer text lines. He says, Cameron, I don't mean to insult you with the mispronunciation of your name, but you sound like the smarter of the bunch, meaning between the three of us. And he says that this is the most redneck part of the state. I
agree.
No, listen, you
haven't been in Northern California.
Jefferson. My family is from the state of Jefferson, my friends, and you go this. They refer to us as a bunch of pansies. Okay?
And I hate when people like Mike throw around the term redneck. What does that mean? Because somebody has a truck and they have land and maybe they have animals, and what does that mean? What does that mean? That's
see now.
Mike, you come off like a douchebag when you talk like that.
Now listen to this. Fred Bruin, who we all know is a real estate agent because he...
And by the way, he called you Cam Moron earlier.
And
that was only 10 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden you're his best friend.
He's flipped on you because your stance on trucks.
He sounds very wishy-washy.
So that's good. That's good or bad, however you want to take it. Fred Bruin, who is a real estate agent, he sponsors the Red Zone Challenge, and if you have any questions, you can give him a call at 235-4681. He texts in on the 805 beer text lines, and he says his most important tools of his trade are his cell phone, his laptop, that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. And his 4-wheel drive truck. Now,
and that makes sense because he's a realtor, right?
In North County.
Yeah,
predominantly. I mean, he's based in North County.
Where you have to go on a dirt road.
Yeah, that's true. So that makes sense.
We have somebody on the phone here. Yeah, you're on the air. I wanted to take your call. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, there's two kinds of people on the road. People that drive trucks and people that need to borrow those trucks. Just remember that one.
It's true.
That's right. Who's always hitting me up when they got to move? Even Jeff.
I did.
He said, hey, you want to help me move? I said, it's not a moving truck.
I said, hey, I just have a bed to move, and Jeremy made me pay $130 for a U-Haul and said, I don't move beds. I'm like, okay.
That's not what that truck's for. I've had plenty of people ask me to help them move their crap. That's not what that truck is. You want a moving truck? You go get a moving truck. All right. Your thoughts are always welcome. A lot are coming in. We'll touch on some more of these coming up.
Do you have to say it without the G on it, though, when you're talking about your truck? It ain't a moving truck. Say moving.
It's not a moving truck.
Okay,
how's that? Oh, a moving truck.
You sound like Trish.